So here we are, a year and 4 months later, a little over 30 batches of soap later, and I'm going to talk about the items, how they've performed since I got them back in February of 2019 from the Bramble Berry kit. There have been a couple changes, but I'll share those with you now. Okay, so first of all, I've still got my 2-liter measuring bowl. It has served its purpose well. Good quality item. Wonderful. Probably one of my favorite things from the whole kit. Next we have the stick blender. The stick blender does its job. It's louder than stick blenders I've heard. So there's only a couple things to mention here. I'm gonna come closer for a second. First of all, it didn't take long for the little markings on here to just wear off. And I've never like scrubbed it, or there were little markings here telling you speeds, and those just kind of came off. It's almost like they were put on there with a marker. This still works. This also had a little markings on it of like a little lock and an unlock. That came off quite quickly. And this broke. This cracked right down the middle. And I am not rough with my things. I take good care of my stuff. But after about 30 batches of soap, this cracked right down the middle. I've super glued it. I have not tried to use it since then. I was basically just saving it as like a backup. So keep that in mind, I guess. It's not an uncommon thing for these to break, I guess. I've seen it happen in a couple different soap videos. But it did its job well while I used it. The motor still works. Next, we've got our silicone mold. I still use this almost every single week. There's no cracks or leaks. You just need to keep in mind the bowing. That's happened since day one. So I have some sort of support next to it, like I have something on each side to keep it looking straight. Great mold. Nothing wrong with it besides the bowing. The black oxide pigment, that's gone. I've used it. It's all gone. It made a very black soap. Nothing wrong with it. Did its job of being black. Mermaid blue mica, that is a really pretty mica. It's gone. Of course, I used it. That mica is really pretty. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and that was a particularly beautiful blue. Which reminded me, I still have 1 bar from my first batch of soap that I made with this kit. It still smells really good. That Neroli Shea Blossom Fragrance Oil, I recommend. I haven't bought it like separately yet. When it's time for me to start getting more fragrance oils again, I'm going to buy it again because it held its scent. This bar is over a year old. It's like my souvenir bar. I'm not going to use it unless an emergency happened where I needed a bar of soap and it was the only one. Then I would use it. Wisk. I've used this once. I don't like this whisk. And I don't know if this is actually the whisk that was supposed to come with the kit, because the kit says it's supposed to be a silicone whisk. This is a plastic cheap item. I used it once and I didn't like it. I don't like the thick whisk thing. It's just a plastic whisk. I don't even want it. I actually just kept it long enough to make this video. It's been under my sink, in the cupboard under my sink, since I used it. I am curious if people who bought the kit, if this is the whisk you got. It seems like this was thrown in because they ran out of the good stuff. That's what it feels like. But the lye is gone. That lye was great. It lasted probably 6 batches of soap because it was 32 ounces of lye, if I remember correctly, and 2-pound batches. It was like 4.5 ounces of lye per batch, so it was around 6 batches of soap. It was lye. It behaved like lye. It was just fine. Good lye. Electronic scale. I'm still using this scale. The battery that came with it still works. I haven't had to change the battery. It only goes to 1 decimal. When this scale does break down, or when I have extra money, I would like a scale that goes to the 2nd decimal. But this scale has served me well. It's, I think, accurate. I've been using it and I've been making soap with the measurements that this gives me. It seems cheap, but it hasn't broken and it has been reliable. So Nothing wrong with the scale if you just want a basic old scale. That's what this is. Basic. Temperature gun. I am still using this every single batch of soap. I have not had to change the battery. It seems like a really, really good item. It still has its laser going. It still tells me the temperature. It seems accurate. It's a good product. It's really cool that this was in the kit. Worth it. Hanger tool. I still use this. Great tool. No cracks in it. No peeling of the coating it has on it. Nothing wrong with it. Good condition still. Sodium lactate is gone. I used it all. I think it worked. Goggles. They're still brand new because I can't wear these because I wear glasses. Mini mixer. I still have it, and I only use this attachment, the silver spinny one. It still works. I do have complaints about this though. I've had to change the battery in this thing 2 different occasions, and I don't really use it that much because when I do use it, I'm using it for a maximum of 30 seconds. Like if I'm making a batch of soap, maybe I'll spend 30 seconds mixing up a couple different micas. But I've had to change the battery in this thing twice, as if it like is using battery by just existing. And there's 2 batteries in there. 2 AA's. It works. It's just like, I don't understand why it's running out of battery so fast. I don't use it that much. So that's my only complaint about that. I've never used the other 2 attachments, but they're there. I'll just use this until it breaks, but I probably won't rebuy it because of the battery situation. I keep it in this little jar. Silicone spatula. I use it every batch of soap. I love these spatulas that are just one piece, that don't have the ridge, because it's so easy to wipe off the soap without it getting caught on the handle, or or the silicone top popping off of a handle. Great spatula, nothing wrong with it. Looks as good as the day I got it. Quick mix is gone, of course. I used it when I made this. My small glass measuring cup. That's a sad story. I really liked that glass measuring cup, but I dropped it and it shattered. It didn't just break. It like exploded when I dropped it. And so that's gone. And I'm sad because I liked it. I thought it was so cute and it was useful, but that's gone. And that's not to the fault of the Bramble Berry kit. It's my fault, I guess. An accident. Still got my 2 pouring cups. I guess the only thing changed about them is this is sort of wearing off the label, but I don't care about that. I use them almost every batch. I don't always need those. They're helpful with the skinny spout. And then I still have these little plastic cups that came with it. But I use them for fragrance oil. I think they're the perfect little size. And they have a tiny little pouring spout. Overall, I totally recommend the Bramble Berry kit to any new soap maker. It's really, really nice to get it all in one batch and not have to pick it out yourself, like go online and pick out a scale and pick out a thermometer and pick out a mold and pick out bowls and spatulas and all that. It's really nice when it all came in one box. I had my instructions, and just the fact of it being all there for you and you don't have to figure anything out for your first batch, it helps you get the courage to do it yourself afterwards, to make your own soap with your own oils. So if you're a new soaper, get a kit. I totally recommend getting a kit. It doesn't have to be this kit, but getting a kit with all the essentials that you need to make a batch of soap, it's worth it if you want to get into soap making. It's just the helpful little nudge, like, you can do it. Here's the stuff, you can do it. If you find a kit somewhere else on another site, go for it. I have absolutely no affiliation with Bramble Berry. It was just convenient and the best price at the time. If you have any more questions, please ask me. Stick around. I'm pretty nice, so if you want to hang out with me, you can. So see you later.